I'm at IBC 2016 and I'm with Ed Terino, who's the CEO of Seachange. Hello, Ed.
Good afternoon.
Content monetization, I mean, still a big issue for the industry, and it's not surprising really. I mean, multi-screen doesn't come free. We need to make as much money out of it as we can. I mean, your Adrenaline multi-screen platform, how can you use that to help service providers or broadcasters make more sort of discretionary money in terms of actual cash payments? So I'm thinking pay-per-view maybe, or transactional VOD.
So in July we introduced the latest version of our Adrenaline platform, and that version has some significant enhancements relative to this area. So we have two modules within the platform. One is called Business Management System, or BMS, and the other is our Business Intelligence module. Both of these modules have been enhanced to try to drive more monetization of video for our cable operators, our providers. An example of that would be the kinds of special offers you can do with Business Management System, such as buy 5, get 1 free, or pay $10.99 and watch all the Tom Cruise movies you want for a weekend. So clearly we see our customers wanting features and functions within our back office to help them drive more revenues through their video on demand capability, and we're providing that to them.
Okay, well you mentioned watching all weekend there. I mean, binge viewing traditionally, I mean, it's not necessarily associated with transactional VOD, but certainly it's a churn buster, even if it's subscription. And it's really been associated with people like Netflix and SVOD. And is it something that the pay TV industry and broadcasters should get into more? And, should they be looking at getting episode-to-episode viewing for hours on end? And, how do they do it? What tools do they need?
Sure. So we actually, yes, they should get into it more. And we actually have made some enhancements to our Adrenaline back office to allow binge viewing to happen much more effectively. So, for example, if you choose to watch Game of Thrones, you can just say, I want to watch Game of Thrones, and our software, our platform will allow you to watch every episode consecutively. You won't have to go in and out of the VOD system and request each episode. You won't have to wait for the system to start and end each episode. So we've actually made enhancements to our back office platform that will enable binge watching through consecutive episodes all at once.
Okay, so you line up the next episode.
Correct.
And then obviously the system knows where you've got to, that kind of thing.
Correct.
Okay, and targeted promotion of content, I mean, how effective is that if you know that somebody likes dramas or real-time reality shows? Is that an effective way to drive people to particular content?
Absolutely. So we're putting a lot of capability into not only our Adrenaline platform, but our OTT platform, including our advertising capability, to capture more data related to targeted content. So just as an example, we'll capture people's viewing, we'll capture some of their demographic information, and then by taking that data and using our business intelligence module, we're able to give the provider, the video service provider, information back to help them do more targeted advertising or targeted content directing to those subscribers.
Okay, and I've actually heard that talked about as a business justification for getting into targeting, even before you do advertising. So, if you can use that to target your own content better. But in terms of targeted advertising, we hear a lot about that. That's a big deal at the moment. And how effective will that be at getting more money from the inventory that's there?
Well, I would say advertising is starting to expand more dramatically outside of the Americas. We have had a history of selling a lot of advertising in the Americas because most operators in the Americas, in North America, were comfortable with ad insertion and targeted advertising. But with the advent of advertising in other geographies, because they're also looking, regulations have been relaxed around privacy, and other operators outside of the Americas, North America, are now looking to do more advertising through their platform. The other area that's driving targeted advertising quite significantly is OTT, where as you have people really accessing video content through the internet, there's a lot more information you can capture about the viewer. So therefore, it does open you up for the ability to do a lot more targeted advertising.
Okay, and at IBC you've been shown your Infusion advanced advertising platform. One of the things you've been shown is device targeting. Now that looks like a good starting point. If you don't have much first-party data, you maybe can't do audience segmentation. I mean, how effective is that for an advertiser if you can just target at least different devices?
It's something that we do, and it's easy enough for us to do that. We haven't seen an indication at this point of people wanting to use device targeting as a means for further advertising. In fact, in general, OTT has been mainly SVOD and not so much advertising. We believe that advertising will become more important in OTT, and we do think target advertising by device will become something that operators will want to be able to do.
Okay, and another area that can help monetization is how you manage your content and metadata workflows, that kind of thing. I mean, earlier this year you announced your vision for the next generation CMS. I mean, just run us through some of the things that will be able to do that can have a bearing on content monetization.
So this is very, very important. I mean, we see the area of content management is critical to our success. We have a product today called Asset Flow. We're in the process of building a next generation product that we call Enhanced Content Management. At this point, we'll probably brand it a little bit differently, but a critical element of that will be metadata. And the entire development of putting metadata onto video is really exploding. Everybody is used to acquiring metadata from different sources. But there's a lot of work that goes into setting up rules and managing workflow for metadata. When you acquire metadata from multiple sources, sometimes the metadata is not all aligned correctly. So you have to get it aligned. So you have to qualify and normalize the metadata. Then you want to enrich the metadata. And enriching the metadata is something that differentiates each content owner from others. And then beyond, enriching is the area of creating metadata. And we think that this is going to be a really big element of, how people are going to expand metadata and the use of metadata. And then finally, you have to deliver the metadata to the content and deliver the content on whatever device it's on. We believe strongly the importance of centralizing the metadata, process. We believe that with the addition of all the metadata that will be added to the video, that will enhance the ability to match content to the viewer's sort of desires or sort of requirements, and that will make recommendations of video that people will want to watch a lot more targeted, a lot more focused, and therefore produce greater monetization.
Okay, and also there seems to be a glass ceiling right now because of the complexity of metadata and workflow that kind of limits how far you could go in terms of how many assets you offer. I mean, could we smash through that ceiling and offer more content if we streamline the process?
I believe that a barrier to breaking through that ceiling is the lack of a technology platform that enables that. So I think there are technology platforms like ours that are being introduced to the market that will help break through that ceiling.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks very much for telling us about that, and thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, and have a good show.